Today, we're talking about how to hire people who actually care about their businesses. Many entrepreneurs share how hard it is to find dedicated employees who truly care about their company. And this is a shared complaint from business owners and managers who obviously want dedicated and committed employees. And that is what we are analyzing today. We will discuss the human behavior, the needs, and negotiation tactics we need to know so we can hire the best people without going bankrupt. By the end of this video, I guarantee you will have amazing tools to hire, retain, and negotiate win-win deals for your company and your employees. By the way, I am Ruth. Nice to meet you. I am a leadership researcher. I have returned more than $100 million in cash gains in corporate America thanks to the tactics and strategies I share in this channel. Alright, let's dive in. Why most entrepreneurs hire the wrong people? Most business owners and managers hire based on skills and attitude or personality, but they forget about accountability and ownership. And both aspects, technical skills and attitude, can be taught. We can teach culture, we can teach technical skills and processes, but we forget to seed into our employees the mindset of ownership and accountability. Since our first interaction with them, we are pitching them the role. We must explain to them that to be successful in this role, accountability and ownership are mandatory. What do I mean with ownership? Someone who has clarity and show thorough understanding on what's within their scope, obviously along with accountability, meaning that if anything from the processes that they own fails is a direct reflection on the quality of the job that they are doing. And the same applies if something goes really well. Why? Because that will make them care about their reputation, their performance, and will give them a sense of purpose and understanding that there are consequences. But first, for this to be really effective and fair, we have to stop and analyze. Is what I offer really attractive for the ideal people that I'm trying to attract? We have always to look for a win-win. I cannot expect them to give me their soul and best work if I'm not giving them the same devotion. A way to discover if I'm giving them as much as I expect from them is that we can do a very simple exercise. Let's think or research what other companies within my same industry or my same size offer to their employees. Maybe we can't offer fancy benefits like food, gym, or corporate tier insurance because we are a smaller company, but we can offer flexibility, treating each of our employees like human beings, not just a number, getting to know their specific needs, and support them as a true community. Big corporations can offer fancy benefits, but they got diluted. The relationship quality is not as in depth, and people is just another number. Small companies, on the other hand, have that as a huge advantage. So the things we have as a disadvantage as a small company is that employees think that they are not going to have as much growth opportunities as in a big corporation. But we can rephrase it differently. If you're going to have such a close relation with the owner of the business, then that means that if you laid out a clear career growth for them since the day one, right? Like, I don't know, maybe you become as a junior employee, then you become senior, then you become partner, and we will share profits or whatever it is. I will give you equity, whatever it's like the end goal, that it will give them a real opportunity to make a lot of profits. So small companies have that huge advantage where we can create true relationships, and that's a selling point because we can explain the people that we interview. Maybe we are not offering you these very fancy benefits that a big corp can, but we can offer you a clear career growth path where from junior you move to senior, and from senior you become partner or something like that, where they can see that they will really reap off a lot of benefits by staying with you. For example, a barber just opened his barber shop, and barbers in this particular area do not stay more than 3 months in the same barber shop. They are often changing jobs and are not loyal at all. Okay, so we implemented a plan where we added agreements to stay at least 1 year, non-compete agreements to avoid them opening their own barbershop in a particular radius, and we added a career growth plan where despite we opened with only 2 barbers, they had the same plan from junior barber to senior barber to partner barber, depending on the time, work, and performance. So something that is very important is if you work in an industry where your personnel is rotating a lot, you are not giving them enough benefits, enough good things for them wanting to stay, and they are still looking for something better. It's a pain having to be constantly training everyone, so make sure that you're giving them a really good offer. And you can attach like these benefits or like this progression in their career attached to revenue, to performance goals, to a combination of things to make sure that it's a win-win and they are giving you the effort that you need. All right, another very common mistake I see team managers and small companies make when hiring is that the hiring process design and foundation is very weak. Here's how most hiring processes go. They post and create a generic job description. They interview someone and they hire them based on a quick interview. They had like a good feeling about this person, and then they assume this new person will figure it out and care as much as you do as a business owner. Okay, so here is the hard truth. No one you hire will care as you care about your business unless they are owners too. That's why one of the best strategies is to define our company's identity, values, and culture we need to win since the beginning to achieve great results. We have to explain that to our employees and candidates. The mission of our company, who is that we serve, why is this a safe space, why is this a great place for them to work. It may be a small company, but the mission is full of life and passion, and the benefits you will give them, they are perfect. They don't compare to any big corp because they are unique, they are special, and you are really paying them fairly. Create a very compelling offer to attract the best talent. I really cringe when the small owners I coach, they are full of love and passion. They try to sell me that working with them is the best because people will be part of this remarkable mission that they have. That is not stepping in the potential employees' shoes. People need to feed themselves. They need to grow and improve their lives and their families. And that's something that you have to take into consideration when you revisit what's your offer and what is the type of talent that you're attracting. All right, now let's analyze the 4 steps to hiring people who cares. So how do we actually hire people who take ownership and care about our business so much that they make it grow with us? Let's break it down into 4 key steps. The first one is to find your business identity. So the right people find you. We don't attract the right people by luck, we attract them by design. Before even posting a job, we need to be crystal clear on what our business stands for, the values, the vision, the culture, the type of work ethic and attitude we expect from our company and employees, and what kind of people thrive in your company versus who won't last. Having that clarity will give you a very specific profile that will help us create the attitude questions to stop this type of person. The step 2 is to create a hiring funnel tailored to our needs. And by the way, I take clients by the hand to help them through all of this because I know that each company and team is different. So I help them from creating tailored hiring funnels, onboarding programs, retention strategies, and so much more. All my guide tailored to your particular needs as a leader and as a business owner. So if you would like my help, you can book a call with me. Also, I have this amazing masterclass that shows you how to go from overwhelmed and overworked to an amazing successful leader in just 90 days. Link is in the video description. All right, not all the positions and companies are the same. We cannot copy and paste a hiring funnel from another company or team. We must tailor it to what we need and what we can offer them. For example, a few years ago, I used to be the cash management manager in treasury at Intel's corporation, and the type of employee I needed was a very specific profile. They needed to have very important or very strong financial technical skills, but I also needed them to be innovative, results-driven, accountable, and proactive. The work environment of that particular organization was painfully fast, and I needed someone who feel comfortable speaking publicly and they didn't feel like crushed by VPs challenging their opinions. Thus, I created a 4-step funnel process to find the perfect talent for that particular team. And after 2 years working as a manager, I had to renew 100% of the people to make sure that the team was truly effective. And that's when we generated more than $100 million in cash gains to the company. Finding the right people makes all the difference, and I cannot stress this enough. Investing in the right people will triple your returns. The best advice I can give to anyone is to hire the best. And to do so, we have to be the best too, by giving amazing benefits, a great offer, being great leaders, creating a really cool environment for them to work and prosper. And that's not only possible in big corps. And I told you, I think it's even easier in small companies because you can create like that deeper connection. You can define salary increases based on revenue, how good the company goes. The more invested is the employee in the real results, the better for the company and the better for them. And that's what we want to sell them, so they truly be a partner for us in growing our company. That way, they will ensure that, yes, I see this amazing feature with this person, with this company. It's worth it staying and working for them. I have worked with so many leaders, and I can tell you that half of the time, the reason why we have bad employees is because we're being cheap and we are paying a very high cost for being cheap. It ends up being way more expensive than hiring top talent that, yes, is more expensive, but it's life-changing. It will make your business skyrocket. And the other half of the time, the reason we have bad employees or bad team productivity is because of ourselves, because there's lack of people skills, social skills. We don't understand what humans need. Therefore, our leadership skills are terrible, and that can be easily fixed too. And I will be more than glad to help you out improving your leadership skills. Alright, something that is very important as well is that it's not only about, okay, I'm gonna pay the best employee, I'm gonna find like the top employee in whatever this thing is. You have to make sure that you're analyzing your business correctly. What's the key person that you need? And that key person or those key people are the ones that you're gonna hire. You're just not gonna pay a lot of money just to have the best lawyer, the best accountant, the best whatever. You have to be purpose and obviously strategize on what is the key people that you need to really pay more, because you really need a great team to skyrocket your business or your organization. Alright, the step 3 is to be super clear with the employees or with the candidates in all the stages, starting from the job posting. Your job post should be a filter, not a net to catch like everything. The right people should feel excited when they see it. They should read this and say, oh, this is perfect, this is for me. And the wrong people should say, okay, yeah, this is not for me. So for example, this is a very generic example, but let's say that instead of saying looking for a marketing manager who knows social media, you could say looking for a marketing leader who thrives in fast-paced, results-driven team. If you love creative problem solving and hate bureaucracy, we want you. Obviously, you have to tailor it to the position and to the needs of your team. At step 1, we already define the values. What are the traits of the people who will succeed in this role? Now, we have to be clear on what are the skills that we need. And we have to create the questions for the interviews that will help us detect that specific talent. For example, if you need someone who is really committed, who is always improving and becoming better, I will ask them about their mentors, their favorite books, and how they ensure they are always learning and becoming that better version of themselves. And how do I find that person? I ask them, how do you improve yourself? Do you have mentors? What are your mentors? What are your favorite books? That will give me hints of what type of person is this, and if they are truly invested in growing or they are just like looking for a job to live, which is 100% respectable, right? But it may be not what I'm looking for this particular role. And in all the steps of the hiring funnel, I will remind them what to expect from this role and who is it for and who is not for. They will have plenty of opportunities to retire their application if they decide it's not for them. It will be better for you in the long term because you want someone who is committed. And if it's for them, it will make all the difference, because they will know since day one, since the first interaction, what is the type of role, what are going to be the challenges, what is the type of person that will succeed in this particular job. All right, step 4, make your onboarding a culture building machine. Hiring the right person is only half the battle. The other half is onboarding them correctly. We must immerse them in our business values immediately and on what the role needs from them. The first 90 days determine whether an employee stays and thrives or just works here. So, we must have a structured onboarding process, expectations, goals, training. Give them ownership of something from day one. Small wins builds that engagement that we want for them. For example, I always make them, like the new employees, owners of their onboarding. Of course, I laid out like the trainings, expectations, I give them all the guide, but then it's on them to make sure that they are scheduling the calls, the meetings with the people who will train them, track their progress, report back to see if they are meeting or completing like the knowledge that they most required at the particular day that I give them. By giving that ownership, I make them accountable. They already work here, so we give them the tools and the resources they need to do their jobs. And of course, we have to introduce them to the culture, to the values, to everything to make sure that we are really building an individual that will thrive with us. I once worked with a business owner who hired great people, but had zero onboarding. Within weeks, they lost motivation. Why? Because nobody told them what success looked like, what were like their clear roles and responsibilities. And that's on leadership, not the employee. All right, step 5 is to manage like a leader, not a boss. Once you have hired the right people, your job isn't to babysit, it's to lead. Employees care when they feel seen, heard, and valued. So here's how you manage employees without micromanaging. You set clear outcome-based expectations, not just do this task, but here's the result we need. This is why it's important, and this is what I expect you to give me. Then we hold regular one-on-ones, like check-ins with them, to make sure that they are on track, to see their progress, to see if they need guidance, whatever they need. Ideally weekly, to see how is their progress and how can you help them or guide them. And then you give them meaningful and authentic recognition. Saying good job is nice, but saying your work helped us land a $10,000 deal is powerful, and we want them to feel purpose, valued, and appreciated, and that they can really measure what's the impact they are doing and how valuable they are for us. Alright, there is a very famous saying that says people don't leave bad jobs, they leave bad leadership or bad bosses. This is a half-truth. Leadership is very, 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 very important. It will make people stay or leave. But pay, growth opportunities, work flexibility, and learning opportunities are all part of the puzzle. Being a leader is beyond being nice to your people. It's all about understanding human behavior and needs, knowing your people specifically, because not two of us are the same. So that will give us leverage to negotiate and trying to give them the most compelling offer so they stay and work with you so you and your team are unstoppable. Alright, let's recap. To hire people who actually care about their business, follow these steps. Define your business identity. Create a hiring funnel tailored to your needs. Be super clear in all stages. Build an engaging onboarding process. And manage like a leader, not a boss. If all of this feels like too much, if you're still struggling with hiring, retention, or leading your team, I can help you. I work with business owners and managers to build high-performing teams that actually care about your business. You can book a call with me if you want to apply to my program. See you around. Bye!